Hey, everybody, welcome to the Evercade podcast. It's me, Pete Crow, and Gandalf is somewhere off in the universe. How's everybody doing?
We're good.
Good.
Awesome.
Don't spoil the game for me.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn it off there now. But how do I save it? How do I save it?
It'll
How do I save the game?
you exit and it'll automatically save you back to the last checkpoint.
Where's the last? How do you know if you're at a checkpoint?
You don't. You don't. I think like I think the checkpoints are like the last time when you die, like that screen. It'll bring you back.
I'm curious how many strategy guides are out there for this game.
There might be a few. I got stuck like at one or two spots, and I needed to do that. And then on Carg last week when Rich was playing it, it's funny, he got like stuck in one or two different things, and I was able to help him. But yeah, he completed.
Did you use a strategy guide to get through it? Some parts or no? Did you have to look?
No,
up
there were two ones that I way overthought, and I did. Well, I used a YouTube video. Like I went through a walkthrough, and I'm like, oh, and I felt dumb. But that was all. It's because I was overthinking it two spots. But as far as like using no, it's not like which Good Boy Galaxy that I need to get back into, where you can go to like many. This isn't a Metroidvania. That you can go to so many places, and you got to find the things to do the stuff.
Well, what's funny is the reason I'm bringing it up is because I finished Delphine Collection, and to be honest, I used a strategy guide for all the games, some more than others, but especially for Future Wars and Operation Stealth. I don't know how anybody on the planet can make it through that game without looking up what you need to do, because there's things in that game that are completely hidden. Or both those games that are completely hidden that you wouldn't even see unless you were told that there was something there, especially Future Wars, because there's like things that you can't see. Even if you examine something, you're still not going to see something unless you're in a certain spot to see it. The game won't even tell you it's there, even if you're looking at something, unless you're close enough.
Yeah, those old point and click games and
that is so unusual. I've never seen a.
I can't see it though. Yeah.
No, there's plenty of point and click adventure games I've played, and this is the first one I've played where if you examine something, the game won't tell you like a very important piece of something that you need in the game.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're close enough for their character to actually see it. And it'll let you move on to a point to where you can't go back and get it.
Oh, that's weird. That seems broken.
No, it is. It is messed up.
Yeah, that would irritate me. Yeah, because all those games of like you just have to have the right thing, examine, at least get like clues. Yeah, that's.
Well, I like literally Thursday night, I beat a flashback, but I used a strategy guide. I don't know if I really needed to, but I just kind of helped speed myself along through it. I spent 8 hours playing it. Wow. But I did use like a lot of save states, and I did play like the first portion of the game, and I didn't like how I played it, so I actually restarted the game again to play the whole section again.
Good for you. Wow.
That's dedication, man.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Who do we have? Let's say hi to the chat. We got a little bit of news, interesting thing, polls, and we can talk about some C64 games, some fun, not fun. Who do we got? We got channel member Lloyd JRM, if I can say his name. We got Jen Joke in the house. We got Ian Hobbies. We got channel member Phantom Fiction.
Is it Jen Joke or is it Gene Joke?
It's Gene.
Oh. I thought it was okay.
Or is it Genie Joke?
Could be. We'll have to see. I call it Jen Joke. Maybe like I don't know, like it's Generations a joke, kind of like it as a joke. I don't know.
Oh, I made it to the pizza place. Is that a checkpoint?
Get yourself a piece of pizza.
Oh, I had pizza last night for supper. I should stop eating pizza. It's no good for me.
Oh wow! So Toxo, he got back from the hospital yesterday.
Oh, dude, hope you're okay.
Oh, does that mean he's no longer Toxo?
Less boring. But he got his Taito XP. That's good.
Oh, is it from the X-Men comics? Huh. It shows you how much I know about the X-Men.
Oh, okay. I read way too much into it.
Jean Grey.
Jason Shoes, Sucker MC, iHeartRadio. Cool. Dan Ruff. Immortal. Yeah, Immortal. I always mispronounce that last part. Taz, channel member Taz. That's why, or I guess VW Taz. That I can say.
Oh, oh,
Possum grit?
it's
Possum
a
grits,
slur
yeah.
for it's a
Hilarious.
slur. It's a slur for mutants.
Oh.
You're really into the lore when you get that. You can get that.
Get me some possum grits. I love that.
Mm.
Got Archive Gig. Lord Arshback. Dub 64. Wow, a lot of people now. This is great. Hey, DJC Game Studios. And no, sadly not yet. Maybe that'll be the next
4 years, and they're not. What is going on? Come on, Blaze. 4 years and no Turbo Graphics or Neo Geo. Come on.
Oh, you know what? Oh my God, thank you. It is iHeart Retro. Why do I say maybe because why do I say iHeart Radio? Thank you. I don't know. I thank you.
Okay.
Because of Heart
Full
Radio.
Void is pretty good, actually.
You heard it. I gotta clip that. You heard it first.
Yeah, I'm actually finding the fun in it now that I know what to look for on the screen. I kind of got to approach it like a point and click in a lot of ways.
Yes, that's actually all those games, even like Out of This World and especially Flashback. They're kind of more like point and click adventure, action adventure type games.
Yeah, no, I'm actually. It's actually something that I can see myself enjoying, so I'm going to probably try to finish it.
And there's a lot of Prince of Persia in Flashback.
Plus, my goal for this year, remember, is to finish as many games as possible, right?
It is a great experience, and then when you beat it and Crow beats it, then all four of us can talk about it. But you just have to go through it.
No, because everybody in the audience has to beat it too.
Well, true.
Everybody watching, you have to beat Full Void.
Hey, we made spoiler videos. Oh, you got a play date. Cool. But yeah, iHeart Retro. I'll try to do better to correct myself. Oh my goodness.
Man, the sewer level is pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. What I will say was great when I was watching Rich on stream, since I'd beat it, when I played it again, I was really paying more attention to the level of detail. And the arts and graphics in that game are incredible. I get to spend a lot of time.
Now I really played it yet.
Ed, I just wish I had save state. Like a save state, I feel more comfortable. Like I don't know where the checkpoints are.
Yeah. Which when you die, you can expect you'll start back there. But yeah, there's nothing.
No, I mean on reboot though. Like if I shut the system down, you know?
Yeah.
So does the game play a lot like I keep wanting to say Out of This World because that's what it was called.
No.
Here, Another World.
It reminds me of Prince of Persia.
Thank you.
So it plays more like So it plays like Flashback.
Yeah, I guess. I never really played Flashback.
But much better controls and everything better.
Really? Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Well, yes, because you'll be playing it.
Yeah, right. And then I'll judge it.
So, we'll do this.
I'm just terrified the monster's going to come get me.
Two little bits in the news, but this poll. So this one, well, I was just I had to ask people because I was just very, very, very curious, right? Because I think a lot of us, like if you're a gamer, I want to say like almost a gamer or you work on computers, you probably drink some form of caffeine.
No way.
Well, I guess iced tea has caffeine in it.
Yeah, but I was also curious too because I know like a lot of our audience is British and in the UK, so I'm like, do we have majority coffee drinkers? What do people drink? So that's why I had to ask, what's your beverage of choice when it comes to get your caffeine on? Coffee, which was at 57%. I did hot tea, which was 16%. That was, soda, 15%, and then iced tea, which was 4%. If you polled people in Texas, iced tea would be higher. But
well, yeah, wait. Unsweetened or sweetened?
Either one. Yeah,
that's a very important distinction.
That would be it. Yeah, that would be. Dude, there would be.
I can't drink sweetened tea. It's terrible. I always drink unsweetened iced tea.
Listen, I could do a poll like, do you use real sugar? Do you what type of sweetener? Do you just have nothing? Do you eat it drink it room temperature, eat it. Yeah.
I think coffee for me with oat milk. That's what I put in it.
Ooh.
I put my coffee in the garbage.
Now, hey, I could do types of coffee. Like, I just drink my coffee black, which it's because coffee, obviously by nature is a bitter taste, but kind of like beer does as well. But it is an acquired taste after a while.
No, I've never gotten used to it. I hate it.
Not to say that I don't like flavored coffees and all that. What I think is funny, like sometimes on TikTok they'll do those challenges and people like blindfold drink things. And I remember one lady, like, she drank creamer and she's like, "Oh, Starbucks." I'm like, okay, you don't like coffee, you just like the creamer. But anyways, some people 5-hour energy.
That stuff, man, gives me heart palpitations. 5-hour energy. I tried that like 20 years ago, and I never tried it again.
It tastes like soap, like bubble bath. Yeah, it's all.
I don't know.
I like the taste of,
I've never drank bubble bath.
Oh,
son of a boo!
Grimm Brothers.
Sorry.
No problem. Grimm Brothers said he's British, so tea is the true way to go. Have 2 and 3 in the morning before breakfast. Yeah, see that's what I was curious. Coffee, but not that often. Monster Green, the original one with sugar. It's about tea. Yeah. And I know Jason Cheers is in here. It's about tea. Good old
DJC, I thought you only drank tab.
Sorry, tea bags. Yeah. Interesting. I was impressed that actually I didn't expect soda to just be as high as it is, because I would have thought people would maybe have like some, like 5-hour energy or something else. But yeah, this was fun. Coffee, I kind of expected that to win out. But yeah, this was an 80 votes. But yeah, no, I was just like curious, like what do people have? And then actually, okay, so there, that little bit there, and then the news, just two little things that I found interesting. And I don't know if you saw this this Twitter post where they said that basically they tested Glover running on an EXP and the original handheld and Super Pocket. So how does that? Let's see if I can make that fill full screen. There we go. So this, obviously I would hope it would work on the EXP, right? I would hope.
It'd be really funny if it didn't.
And then here's it running on the OG Evercade. I think that the newer devices, like the specs, are just a little bit more powerful, but still, I was impressed, like that they truly optimized it, for this kind of hardware. And then the Super Pocket, yeah, I would expect. Actually, it looks good there. And I came across, I don't know, I've recently started looking a little bit like at Time Extension, kind of interesting site with things. And this one I thought was interesting because, and you'll see how it applies to Evercade here in a moment, that basically the best handheld consoles of all time ranked by you. I don't know like how legit it is. I guess maybe they had a poll where people voted, but check this out. So we have like these other little lesser known consoles, but Gizmodo. Here's what I thought was impressive. The Sega Nomad, right, was 17.
What is this list?
But look what got people on Time Extension started voting like their top handhelds of all time.
Why was Gamecom on there? That invalidates the whole list.
I don't know, man. That's a tiger. But so what I thought was great though is look, it's number 16. The Evercade. The fact that it did show up on this, was hoping it'd be a little bit lower, but the fact that it showed up, the EXP. I like that it says units sold unknown. But yeah, and then most notably that Full Void, Duke Nukem and all that. So yeah, I was impressed by this kind of skipping. So it Playdate, it just beat out the Playdate. See, here's what's interesting about this list, right? Is that I wonder how many people have actually played like the Wonder Swan, or did they just vote that the Wonder Swan is cool because it wasn't as popular over here? And then we got like the Turbo Express down here. Interesting that the Neo Geo Pocket beat that out. Analog Pocket got 10, so that's why I kind of wanted to show where that fell on the list. Game Gear. So isn't it like a lot of people, a lot of nostalgia for Game Gear. Not surprised. PS Vita, of course, all the PSPs, and then Steam Deck got number 6. But you think out, well, what would beat out the Steam Deck? Of course, like then we have like all the Nintendo stuff, DSi, But 3DS.
I want to see the raw data on this poll because this
doesn't
make any sense to me.
Yeah, me too.
Game Boy Color, and of course, like Switch is number 2. But what made me happy was the Game Boy SP got number 1, or like I guess they put Game Boy Advance Micro. Yeah, 81 million, and that's why I said I don't know like how legit this is. I was just casually looking through it. I'm like, oh, Evercade was there. No, Evercade was there for number.
How many people did 16. They poll?
They didn't say. It would maybe have to. Yeah, I don't know. There might be like a previous article. But yeah, time. You can kind of see a time extension. But yeah, it just said. Oh wow, yeah, they have interesting stuff. Like there's another one like an analog adapters. Yeah, ranked by you. This was posted
ranked
yesterday.
By me. It certainly wasn't ranked by me.
No, it just See, that's why I was saying I don't know like how legit it is because there's no link on the page that says, oh well, here's how the poll scored. So
yeah, because it's find it very odd that like the Turbo Express would be that high up on the list, because like hardly anybody owned that thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if this is just nostalgia, like the Wonder Swan or like those other Tiger. I don't know, but Evercade made the list, and so Black Coffee just like my soul. Oh, the sugar. Hey, how can something smell so good? It's an acquired taste. I mean, everybody has.
No, it doesn't. That's why I hate coffee so much. I can't even be in the same room as somebody brewing coffee or having coffee. It's terrible.
Sadly, yes, I do like Crown Royal.
Sounds like a new problem there.
It is a kind of a me problem. It's like when you go into Target and they have like the Starbucks right at the front of Target, so you got to hold your breath while you're going into Target.
What? It's not poop.
It is. It's.
I love the smell of coffee, dude. When I open like a new oh my god, new pack of coffee, I love it.
I'd rather smell a bathroom at Grand Central Station than coffee.
You're nuts. You're crazy.
It is one of the worst smells ever.
Really? I love.
No. I was gonna say, once you have children, you will, have a baby, and you'll see where smells.
No, trust me. I've dealt with sewage pumps before, so I'm good.
You have a dog.
Yeah, and dog.
Love the PSV. I prefer the purple stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love the chat's going crazy there. So yeah, not real. I mean, it's
cilantro. I'm not even. Is it cilantro? Is that a drink?
I was gonna say. It's been pretty much like silent as far as like news and the discords and whatnot. But
I drink unsweetened iced tea. That's what I drink. I don't drink hot
iced tea is bitter, and so that's
it's not bitter.
Not as bitter as coffee, but
it being bitter or sweet already has nothing to do with it. It just smells terrible.
That's so weird because I want to know what kind of coffee you've been smelling.
Any coffee,
yeah, Chris. Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, the coffee itself is the trauma,
Oh, well, you know what? I was gonna say. Speaking of trauma, why don't we? You all want to talk about some C64 collection games?
Yes.
Let's see.
This is the first batch on C64 too, right?
Yes.
All right. California Games. The second version of California Games we've seen on Evercade. And this is called
That distracted you, didn't it?
Nice.
Go ahead.
No, actually, like I never really played this version of California Games before. I never had it on the C64. So I liked it. I'd have to really remember what the events were. This one, again, it's difficult until you learn how to play it, but then it is kind of fun. But it is repetitive, so it's okay because it is not that difficult. It's definitely not as difficult as it was on the Lynx. I'll say that.
No. For me, though, I've got more nostalgia for the Lynx version, like graphically, just because that's what I
the Lynx version I found is like way more difficult than this version. But again, this is the core the base version of the game. This is the original.
Is coffee beer a thing? I don't know. Anyway.
I'm sure it is. Somebody is
somewhere.
like, somebody's been like, yeah, let's mix my coffee and beer. Let's caffeinate let's put coffee in beer. They put coffee in everything. They've put coffee in Coke. They've put coffee in, I don't know, everything. And I can immediately detect.
Coffee chat. But
I'm gonna have to look up like what
there we go.
What missions. Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, this is to me. This is still the most fun event.
Yes.
Oh, hacky sack. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Because it's like you can't lose. You always get your time. It's just how much of what kind of score can you get, and can you hit that bird? You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hitting the bird is great. Did you get him? Oh, yeah.
I mean, did in the video, but here's the thing: the video that you're watching, I played like 8 different players, and I just kept playing and playing and playing. So, like, sometimes I'd hit the bird, sometimes I didn't. You know.
I think it's like if you like the Lynx version, you like this. If you don't, then you won't. You know.
No, this is way better than the Lynx version. For starters, there's 8 events instead of 4. There's some of it, the one event that's better on the Lynx though is the surfing. The surfboard is better on the Lynx. On this version, it's not so good. But yeah, it's like you got all these different moves to do. And the game is called Hacky Sack and Surf.
Yeah, cool.
They go under different names.
It's one of those ones where, like, put this way, like when I'm thinking of playing the Evercade, I'm like, oh, I'm not thinking about like, or if I'm playing this collection. I mean, I might pop in just to play hacky sack, but it's not like, oh, I have a yearning to play this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. This is out of all the games in the game series, this might be my least favorite. I'm not 100% sure, but the main reason is because this was like the one game on the C64 that I didn't actually have back in the day. I had the other ones, but I've known about these. Yeah.
Of these weird kind of like different sports games, fast forward, I'm not going to say too much, but I'll be curious when you guys play breakdance, what you think of it.
Yeah, it's another game that I've heard about, but I've never played.
But what I was going to say, like, of these kind of games, it's for me, it's like better than you think. It's like, you know, that's all, you know. But yeah, this is interesting. Like for me, though, like the controls on some of these, like you said, Kurt, it's a little bit better, but like. Surfing is better than the BMX bike, and the like skateboarding is like really difficult.
I actually like both the BMX and the roller skating better than the surfing, just because the surfing is kind of boring, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Like after a while, you're just kind of like meh.
The roller skating, you really have to get used to the controls because it's not intuitive. You have to learn the controls, but once you do, I think this is pretty fun.
Analog mouse, yeah. I don't know how about this game.
I like how she falls on her face.
Fell flat. Woo! Yeah. You can just like trip on a banana. Dang.
Plop.
That's great. What other?
See, the way I would do when I was playing this, I'd have one guy do really good, like really, really good, and the other guys I'd just kind of play really quick to get through
them. Larry Frisbee. Let's see what other. There we go. There's
bonus points to anybody who can identify the theme to all the names I've given all the characters.
Wow. So far, Larry Frisbee. Do we see?
Yeah, I like this one. It's really difficult because like. It's funny, you can crash 3 times, but if you crash hard once, game over. Like if you land on your head, game over.
Wow, yeah. Someone said MST. Yeah, okay, yeah, Gypsy, yeah, definitely.
Exactly, yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
As soon as he said that, I saw Gypsy. I was like, that was the only one I needed to see.
But I did the same thing for like when I did the videos for all the other like summer games and winter games and everything, and they're all different. Like, I think one of them I did all Street Fighter names, and one of them I did all JoJo's Bizarre Adventure names.
It's fun to do stuff. Like I remember like doing stuff like that with RPGs like Final Fantasy, because you have like where you have like parties of like 4. So yeah. But I mean, yeah, like graphically, this looks. I mean, it's a step up from the one on Lynx, but it's yeah.
Did the Lynx one
controls.
have the BMX biking too? Because I think it did.
Yes.
I just can't
Yes.
remember how difficult that one was at all.
That one was more difficult than this one, I thought, for control wise.
Okay, that might be the case. Yeah.
Yeah, because that one, it kind of felt like you.
But
moved
did you know?
slower and you could just.
Did you know there's an end to this course?
No.
There is. I got one guy to the end. I think it might be the last.
I didn't even try this one because when I did my first impressions, I kind of just picked a few games. I didn't try all of them yet, so I'm gonna
go back a little bit. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah, we'll see this guy make it to the end, maybe.
Clayton.
Like Excite Bike. I always find those games hard to time the jump properly. It's almost like you got to land.
Yeah, it is
perfect.
Difficult.
You know what I mean? You got to be perfect on all the jump landings.
The only reason I made it to the end is because I use safe states.
Yeah, but you know what I mean though. Like a lot of those games suffer from perfection on landing, which I think was kind of counterintuitive back in the day.
Hey,
I think Excite Bike was probably the best version of this type of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, that's what I mean when you make video games with too much realism versus like fun, then yeah.
Well, again, this is more for points. It didn't really matter if you made it to the end. Well,
that's
the only
all,
thing
dude.
that really mattered is that you scored more points than the other person. That's all that really mattered when you play this game.
Yeah.
It's like how high of a score can you get? It didn't really matter if you finished.
There we go. Yeah, top. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, top servo. Yeah, plus Frank. Yeah.
I like the really 90s aesthetic.
But I'm going to go back in and play that game because I didn't try it. I want to go back in. I've got the C64. I haven't gotten back to that game yet. So.
Not frisbee toss. Didn't you? That's the next one, right? Frisbee. I like frisbee. Yeah. Did you?
Old Joe. Yeah, TV's for Larry.
I like frisbee and
Larry. You don't know Larry Earhart?
No, I guess why? Yeah,
who's Larry
everyone
Earhart?
else. But I'm like, yeah.
He's before he was season 0 and season 1.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Maybe that's why. So that didn't ring a bell. Yeah, I love that. TV's Frank. That they never. That's all they call him, right? They never like actually say his full name. If I remember, it's just TV's Frank.
They called him Larry in the show. They called him Larry.
Oh, okay.
Because it was Dr. Clayton Forrester and Larry.
Ah, gotcha.
But
yeah, no, definitely season 0. Don't feed the animals.
You know about the Easter egg in this?
You told us before, but I forget.
Yeah, I did.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't remember what it is?
No,
Anybody remember what it is?
It was awesome. But I know you told us. But yeah.
You could get the guy catching the frisbee. You could get them abducted by a UFO.
Ah, okay. Anymore? Yeah.
Yep, the UFO. And it happens off screen. You can only see it happen on the radar, and it only. I'm trying to remember. I think it only happens when you're like in practice mode. I don't think it happens during an actual competition. But I like the frisbee toss. It's usually not too hard, but you do get bonus points if you catch it while diving.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, this probably the strength of this game is if you're playing it on the VS, the 4 people, and you have like friends over.
Well, yeah,
everyone's drinking and playing. Yeah.
Well, you don't even.
I don't think I'm playing this game with.
No, you can play on the EXP because you could. The game was designed where you could play it with one controller, so you could toss it around to everybody. And I don't think any of these events in this one, you actually can play against another player. You have to. It is one turn at a time.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And even in like summer games and winter games, where you can compete against another player, if you tell the game you only have one joystick, you just compete against the CPU opponent for every player, and you can still play with one controller. Plop.
I see. Okay, so that's all. Yeah, it's still gonna be fun.
How many events were in this game? I gotta look this up now because I could have swore there were 8, but maybe there's only 6. C64 Collection 2.
Let's see.
Manual.
What else do we do? Do not feed the bears. Okay, I think that's the last. That's the last one.
Did we talk about only the skateboard, the half pipe, foot bag, BMX racing, roller skating, flying disc, and surfing? Okay, yeah, there were only 6.
Yeah. I was like, whatever footage you have in the video.
Yeah, but we skipped around, so I didn't. I'm trying to think. Did we skip over something? Yeah.
Probably.
And I don't know if I included the UFO thing in the video.
Not that you've showed. I think on a previous like Evercast, like I think you've showed us, or was that offline? I don't know, but I know you've showed us.
I'm just gonna check.
Scrolling sprites. All right.
Yeah, we can move on if I find it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless anyone has anything else to say, I think we talked. Oh yeah, the trophy, the flying disc. That's great. Final results.
Final results.
A winner is you. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, looks like Blaze is a good relationship and license for Epics. There are a lot more great games out there by them. Hope we. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we do see a lot of Epic games.
Well, these Epics games are winding up on those C64 collections as well. Like, the C64 Mini and stuff. That's why all these Epics and using games are on those consoles as well. The Minis, because they were included on them, just because I don't know what kind of licensing deal they got, but they just love to give their games out, I guess. But okay, Cybernoid. I thought this game was. I never played this one before. I thought it was pretty cool. I especially liked how you didn't die if you touched a wall, which
is a big deal.
You don't know how many times, even just like playing like Gradius or something, any like when you just touch one, you die. That's like the most frustrating thing in a shoot 'em up. It's like, I went out that way.
But yeah, this I really like this one. I don't know if I'd even categorize this one as a shoot 'em up per se, because it is to me, a shoot 'em up is a game where it's like constantly scrolling,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd consider this to be a shoot 'em up, because you are navigating screen by screen. You just happen to be in a ship, and you do have to make all these navigations and stuff. But I thought it was pretty cool.
It's more like a maze 'em up, right? More like a maze 'em up, because it's a certain type of style of game where you have to kind of go through these mazes, and it's almost like a platformer. Yeah.
I gave this one an 8 out of 10, so I did like it. But
short but brutal.
Yeah, it is a short game. But what's funny is, like, I didn't even realize it at first, but you are timed. So if you wait too long, you're gonna explode. And I didn't even notice the timer up in the upper right hand corner for like a long time.
Oh, that little hourglass. Oh yeah. Huh.
And this is one of those games where it's either music or sound effects. You can have one or the other, but not both.
For me, I really don't like that. I know it was the limitations of the hardware, but I'm like,
yeah, well, at least they give you the option,
True. Dalek teapots. Yeah, they do look like the Daleks from Doctor Who. Oh my God.
Well, this is a British game, so
yeah. I can't unsee that. But yeah, this game, this is average. Like I'd give this a B. Like it's not horrible. It's not super great, but it's really tough.
Well, it's really nothing. It's very playable. It's not like you're going to be dying all the time. You do have the bombs you have to drop and stuff. I think the timer might be. Maybe the timer is not necessarily to your death. But I think it's basically like how big of a bonus you get when you make it to the end of the level. But if you do sit on one screen for too long, you will just explode for no reason. Okay, yeah, so I didn't make it there fast enough. Because I think that's what the timer is. I think maybe the 2 green ones you get is like an excellent time or something, and the 2 blue ones are like an average time. And if you make it there when it's red or lower, then it's a bad time. But I don't know. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I played this. Maybe I'm wrong entirely. Because I think if you just sit on one screen for like a minute, you just explode. And it's funny because there is an alarm that goes off, but you only hear the alarm if you're playing with the sound effects on and not the music.
That's funny. See, here's my complaint. Like, I hate stuff like this because it's like this is where I think it gets to be really frustrating. I think, and this probably is a me issue, but I don't know. When I see these, I'm like, man, I want to play like a shoot 'em up, and obviously it's not a shoot 'em up. So
yeah, that's why I wouldn't say this is a shoot 'em up. It's more.
No.
It's not even. It's not really a platformer either because you're not running and jumping.
It kind of does look like Scrubbing Bubbles. It kind of has like that kind of vibe, that graphic. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. BGP finally. Pete, you got your copy of Indie Heroes 3, right?
Shh. I'm playing Full Void. This game's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, for the Super Pocket cases. Okay, that was.
I haven't opened up my Indie Heroes 3 yet. I'm doing that today.
Cool. You'll like it. Hey.
But I'm playing Full Void, so sorry if I'm distracted. This game's freaking awesome.
No worries. It's all good. It's an Evercade as long as you're.
I just made it into the sewers.
Ooh.
Oh, are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it?
Oh my god, they even got like bathrooms in here.
Ninja Turtles.
10 out of 10. Game has bathrooms.
So here's what I'm kind of actually I kind of said this on Card or Evercast too, but I'll say this here. So like my birthday is on April 29th, and why is that relevant? I'm hoping that maybe coincidentally maybe at the end of that month, maybe we'll get like an announcement for their heavy hitter. Like that would be nicer on my birthday.
Dude, you get an achievement for washing your face. This is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, who knows though? Like we'll get back to this. I'm really hoping the collections have been good so far this year, but I hope we get like a heavy hitter. Like, come on, give us something like really unexpected.
All right, I'm at this vending machine having a snack, so I'm back.
Oh.
I mean, I gotta say it. Like, no. This game is freaking awesome. I can't believe I didn't listen to Ed, but who does really?
It's like repeat that. Yeah, believe me, it's sometimes like with some games. I mean, you just how do I explain this? Sometimes like because some games like I've been turned off initially, and it's like okay, let me just give them a chance, and then you just get like sucked into it.
I did say though that I wanted to get back and give it a fair shake. I did say that, so I'm glad I did.
Me too, man. Because it's like and that's why I don't want to deny anyone like that experience of this game. It's there's just something about it, and you'll see when you beat it. The coolness of it. Oh wow, look at this.
Oh yeah,
C64 is still sealed. Yeah, no, those are the great collections. I gotta get back. I gotta get back into Good Boy. It's just
Good Boy Galaxy.
It's just the mindset of wanting to play like a Metroidvania. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's a great. Yeah, that I might have to use a little bit of a guide.
Yeah, you could give yourself invincibility temporarily too, just to make it through some areas. So I got it. Yeah, I think now this will get a better score here. Oh, failed. Okay, still.
You failed to retrieve a cargo value.
Well, just to let the chat know where I'm at.
No, I'm sorry. You know what? You know why I'm failing? It has nothing to do with the time. It has to do with how much you collect before you make it to the end. You have to collect a certain amount before you make it to the end. So that's your incentive for picking up all the stuff that they drop, even though it's only worth points. Oh, and if you look at the top of the screen, you can see like at the upper left, that's your number of lives, and then at the second group there's two scores. One is your actual score, and the second number is the amount of stuff that you've collected, what it's worth. And
the weapons are important in this game.
You've got to finish the game with that you got to finish the level with that score, like around 1500 or higher, and before you get the bonus.
Crow, did they tell you that in the manual? I don't think they do, right? Do they?
No, they don't tell you a lot of things in the manual. I think this is something either read somewhere else or figured out. I think I figured it out because I don't think it's really...
Because when I did the video on this way back, somebody mentioned that weapons are like, make sure you're using the right weapons. And then when I started doing that, I think the Cybernoid...
Well, see, all this stuff that they're dropping...
became more fun for me.
what you have to sit around for a while. You can't just proceed. You have to shoot the stuff that keeps coming out, and every time you collect it, you see that score go up, the second score. But you
It's
can't
not like rush
hang around.
through it. You can't rush through it. Like,
you can't rush through it.
Yeah.
You have to collect the stuff to get the bonus points.
so that's where I agree with you. It's not like a traditional cave shooter, right? Like it's not. It's more of a, what do you call those genres where you're like in a planned level and you just got to go throughout the level? Like there's a lot of games on Evercade like that. It's like,
I just call it
arena shooters or something.
I wouldn't even go that far. I just call this an action game.
Yeah,
It was like a
you're probably
platform.
right. Yeah, but you can't
You
approach
guys
it
run
like a shooter. Like I remember the first time I played it, I approached it like a shooter, and I'm like, yeah, this is not that at all.
Yeah, it's not.
No. Rich was here and asked, have you guys run into issues of trying to order stuff off of Funstock? I only someone was asked.
I don't do Funstock anymore. I do video games
Okay,
because of duty. Like I don't want to pay duty, and their shipping is not bad, I guess. But Video Games Plus just, I don't know. I got so many people turned on to Video Game Plus in the last 5 years because I think I introduced Ed to them and a bunch of people. So.
And I've never looked back.
You know what I order for Video Games Plus, right? I think it's obvious.
Oh yeah, SRB.
That's right.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Crypto Coffee or crypto.
I just got a shipping for my my cases for my pockets. Video Games Plus just shipped them out. The those Blaze cases.
Yeah,
on sale. I ordered 2 of those for my pocket, so I guess just got them shipped out.
Are you going to make a video on that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually Saturdays.
Evercade
is like the weekend videos for me. Like I'll probably do. I'm gonna do. Well, it depends. If I finish Full Void today, I might do a review on it. But I'm probably gonna do Indie Heroes 3 for release tomorrow on Evercade. That's basically it. And then next week I probably do the pocket covers or whatever they call. What do you call them? Pockets.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see how pocketable it is in that case, or maybe it's not. But
yeah, I use my points of Video Games Plus because I have I use because their reward system is fairly decent. So I use $20 of reward credit I have with them. So
yeah, is it something like every $50 you get $5 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And then they have during their sales at Christmas, they give you. I had double or triple points added, which was awesome. So I tend to wait till they go on big sales at the site, and sometimes they have double reward points.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is. Yeah. It has to be in British pounds, which is more. So which might. Yeah. You got to spend
in sterling.
Yeah. I had that. I had that dilemma when I wanted to get Xenocrisis back in the day because there were no other carts that I needed, and there's nothing else I needed from Funstock. But then that's when I got on the Amazon second market. But yeah, Video Games Plus, the unofficial sponsor. All right, and then we got one more. Yeah, we're doing 3 of these. We got one more game to talk about. What is this? Oh, Firelord.
Oh no!
Oh God! No, the worst game.
I know.
Pro cry.
How do you play this game? Because
I don't understand. There's people that like this game, and I
think it was a troll.
No, there's more. Oh, look at this, Bacon Ice Cream Productions.
What is he doing? Oh, he's just saying hi.
He's saying hi from Dave and Buster's.
It's cool, buddy.
Isn't it a little too early to be at Dave and Buster's?
It's noon.
Yeah, no kidding. Too early.
For you, it's noon. For him, it's 9:45.
No, for him, it's noon. For me, it's 8:45.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is. He's a little bit further.
Man,
so
actually, on his game
no. For him, it's got to be 11:45 for him.
Yeah, well, that's noon.
He's on the East Coast.
Firelord come up and totally screwed with his brain.
Yeah, all of a sudden the planet started rotating the opposite way.
Bro, you're usually so precise.
Jason, it's here in the. It's like an arcade, and there's a bar, and you can eat there.
It's weird, but it's not the worst game ever. It's not that.
How is it not the worst game ever?
Dude, I had no idea what I was doing.
I played it for 20 minutes, so that means it's not the worst game ever.
Here's the thing: is the game is. It's almost worse because it's playing the way it was intended to be played.
Do you know that for sure, though?
Like, what
Yes.
is this
I
you're
don't think
doing
you
there?
did.
I didn't even know. Like, what the hell is that?
You have
Yeah,
to
what?
steal this.
This is probably
This is how you.
one.
Okay, well, this is the first. This is. I actually have two gameplay here. The first one is like the first time I'm playing it,
Right.
and you get caught. You see how that character was looking back and forth in the window, like in the screen. They were looking one way, and then they were looking another way. That's
Yeah.
important because when they're looking away, when they're looking off screen, that means they're not paying attention to what you're doing. And then that means you could try and steal items. But if they look back at you while you're trying to steal items, you get caught. And then you get through this little mini game
That's
where it
so
flips
stupid.
back and forth between guilty and innocent. And every time you hit guilty, you lose a life. So if you hit guilty, 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 you lose 3 lives right there.
Ugh. That's so weird. You know what I thought this game was going to be? Dude, I thought this was going to be like some kind of cool like adventure game where you go through like, like some Zelda-ish type thing.
Mhm.
But
No.
no.
I'll tell you why.
Thought the same thing.
I'll tell you why this game is so bad. Up in the, you see upper middle screen, there's like, you see 2 bars there, but there's really 3 bars. So why are there 3 bars? The 1 bar is for your health. And, for no reason, your health is just always depleting. So you have to hurry through the game. You can't just sit there. If you sit there and not do anything, you're just going to die.
Yeah.
So you're constantly having to pick up items to replenish your health. The second meter is for your magic. Now, in order to even do magic, to shoot the stuff, you have to find an item to have in your inventory before you can use the magic. And then as you use the magic, that gets depleted, and then you've got to replenish that. But the third meter is the meter that breaks the game and makes it unplayable for me. And that's, I don't know what the official name for it is, but that's your attention meter. And when you go into a house like this house, as soon as you enter that house, that meter starts depleting. Okay, watch. You go into the house, that meter's depleting. And when that meter's empty, you can't talk to anybody anymore because you don't have the energy to talk to anybody anymore. You have to replenish that meter before you could go into another house to do these interactions. And that's the whole point of the game. The whole point of the game is to collect these 4 jewels or gems or whatever, so you can make this dragon disappear from the land or something like that. But you have to, the attention meter. It's like, but once your attention meter is out low, it empties while you're in here, you get kicked out of the building. And if you try to enter back in, you'll just kick right back out again. You have to roam the map searching for stuff to replenish your attention meter before you could go back in to talk to anybody. And talking to everybody and taking items and trading items is the whole point of the game.
Wow.
It's
I'm gonna have to start
terrible.
doing that. My attention meter is going down. Yeah, no kidding. I do have like a real like attention meter, but yeah, wow. Thanks for that explanation, bro.
Why does this meter exist in the game? And right there, I died because my health just drained. And there I died because I touched a fire.
This credits just go, no, junk. Well, yeah.
And like I said in my review, I can't give this a 1 out of 10 because a 1 out of 10 is reserved for a game that's so broken it's unplayable.
Mm-hmm.
But the game was designed this way.
This, I don't know, man. This would be at least a D. A DF. I don't know.
Oh,
it's an F.
I have no problem
for
giving
sure.
it a 1.
Yeah, like I
Ooh,
reserve a
Evercast.
1 for a game that's technically bad, like it's broken
Just
bad.
kidding. Yeah, you know what? I sometimes, Jason, sometimes with some of these collections, with the way they're curated, I ask myself that same question: why is it here? Why does it exist? I mean, I get
This
it.
game is. I think this game is on the C64 Mini too. I don't because it's a game. They're like, I don't know. People like this game. There are people that love this game. I don't know why.
Either that, or like I just imagine, like in the Blaze like negotiations, like fine, we'll throw this on there if you give us the other games we want. Like they had to take it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, we'll give you these other games, but you have to take Firelord. You have to put it
Yeah.
on. And I'm even
collection.
ignoring the fact. I'm even ignoring the fact that this looks like a Spectrum game, because I think that's the platform this originated on.
Yes, it brings nothing to the table of life. That's the only thing it has going for it.
Do you
is the
see this
graphics
guy
style.
looking back and forth? The guy's like looking. He's looking back. Now you can steal stuff from him, when he's looking at you, you can't be in the middle of stealing stuff.
You know
That's
what
the hand is for. That's what the hand is for. If you
they try, like I like the concepts. They tried to do too much. Like you know what I mean? Like maybe this should just be the main game right there, and you don't have to explore out in the woods or take this out, take out. Yeah, they tried to do way too much. Yeah, yeah, definitely more nostalgia. Yeah,
the game wouldn't be apps. I would actually give this a point higher, or even more, if that third meter just did not exist. I don't know what the thought process was. So it's empty. So as soon as I go into a building, I get kicked out. So then you got to search around for something to refill that meter. And what happened to me was that when I was trying to brute force my way through the game, I got into teleported into an area, and this area was about 4 screens wide or whatever. And in order to get out, I needed to talk to somebody, but that meter was empty. So every time I go into the building, I get kicked out. There was no other way for me to leave. The game got soft locked.
Well, that sucks. Yeah, sometimes I think about, you know what? And I think that's why one of the things I like about the dual cart collections and all that is I feel like we don't like fluff or what like this that gets like thrown on there. Yeah. But then again, if we didn't have it, we wouldn't be having a fun time talking about it. So maybe I don't know.
I know there are people that like this game. I'm just curious. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, expected something different. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna look this up on Moby Games really quick.
Not too much fast. I mean, just other things like the polls and whatnot. But you can replay it after.
On Moby Games, this is rated 7.3 out of 10. But you know what? Now that I'm thinking, I said that is like all versions of the game put together. I think the Spectrum version actually plays a little bit better for some reason. I think the stuff doesn't drain as fast, maybe. No, look at this. I'm looking at the original reviews of this game. A Commodore 64 version, Commodore User Magazine, 80%. Commodore Format Magazine, 73%.
What?
Even like Zap Magazine, 68%. Still, that seems way too high for me.
Yeah, but I mean, standards back then, there weren't a lot of games doing this, right? They probably gave it the review score for that. Were you there?
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
The weed was good back then. Yeah,
but that's a current score.
That's stupid. That's
the 7.3. But again, that's all the versions together. There's a version for Spectrum, Amsterdam CPC. Oh, do you know this is on Antstream? Of course it would be because it's a Usen game. But I guess there's 3 versions of this game, and yeah,
each one worse than the other. No. Yeah, yeah. The most fun that I've had with this game is us talking about it now here at Evercast. That's
I was so confused when I was playing this game because I was like, I thought people liked this game. What? Oh my goodness. There's a review on GameFAQs. There's one user review on GameFAQs. And they gave this game a 9 out of 10. And it's from 2003. It's from 2003.
Really?
What did they say? Did they even play it?
An unrecognized classic. Enter Firelord's world for engaging arcade adventure.
Arcade adventure?
Wait, the game originated on the Spectrum, and it does have the black background that was common in Spectrum ports.
Yeah.
The graphics have been improved. The sprite looking much cuter. Your character's sprite looking much cuter on the Spectrum. Firelord is just a great game, but on the Commodore 64, it's a classic.
Wow. Maybe it was thought of as Skyrim. It's the Skyrim.
Yeah, maybe he thought he was entering this in on the Skyrim page.
Yeah, listen, I could understand maybe like back then, people, somebody getting into it, really liking because it is something unique, but kind of, so definitely nostalgia. But now it's just kind of,
Maybe I should enter in my own review. This game sucks. Period.
You should. You should, man. Oh man.
The whole innocent. Yeah, I see what they were doing here, but I still, no matter how much I think about it, can't figure out the decision to put this 1 meter in there that makes it so you can't talk to anybody anymore.
Yeah. I think I ran into that too, where just after a while I couldn't go in any I couldn't go in any buildings, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you probably couldn't figure out why, and it's because
I couldn't figure out why, and then I just died, and I was really frustrated, and I was like, well, this sucks. Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, I think I missed the back. Oh my god! But you know what though, I will say it's actually fun kind of going back through and talking about these collections, because there were so many different games and bad games.
You know what the game is like? You ever see that? Are you familiar with Monty Python? Monty Python's Flying Circus, the show. Do you remember Confuse-a-Cat? Do you remember the Confuse-a-Cat sketch? That's what the game reminds me, but only for people.
Wow.
Because I'm still confused over it. No matter how much I think about it, I can't understand it.
Hey, maybe it's a hygiene bar. If you're too dirty, they kick you out.
No, it's not, because I think the meter isn't the people getting tired of you. Otherwise, the meter would reset every time you entered a new place. No, it's you just being bored talking to people, I think.
That's weird. That would actually be funny if it was a hygiene bar and you had to find like a bathhouse or something to wash up.
But it's kind of funny because it's like it's almost like too real, because it's like in real life you're like, oh, I don't feel like talking to that guy right now.
Right. Oh man.
This is our hero, somebody who's too tired to talk to somebody.
Right, dude. Oh my god, that's like how I get, like, like at work, like towards like the end of the day. I'm like, no, I can't talk to anyone else.
Yeah, it's like, I need to talk. I need to go talk to my insurance agent, but I just don't feel like it today. I'm not going.
My interest meter. That's what I'm gonna start saying. My interest meter is running down.
Yeah, this is one of the. I don't know if there's any other games out there where there's like an interest meter. Like, I'm not that interested in playing.
You know what? maybe. Yeah, this discussion is absolutely why I deserve to be on the
actually, the only other game I can think of now is The Sims. Where like I don't like the guy's meter's so low that I don't feel like taking a shower. I don't feel.
Oh yeah.
Right. Some people are just energy vampires. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's everybody in the game then.
Yeah. No, I think because Venom 6, some people can be exhausting. I think it's like just like in life. Just like, Oh man. Actually, so you know what? I kept I don't know, kind of a fun kind of side story. So way back, I'm talking about like early 2000s. I went when I did go to London. And did what that like the Eurostar, whatever, that you can ride over to Paris. And I don't know what this just sticks it on my mind. I can remember like the ride back. I could go there, see a bunch of things, and off to the right there was this one. It's like this Australian couple that they were there, and then they were shared a cart. With like Americans, and they were just like everybody was just kind of like exhausted, but like they were being like really polite, but like the people across, they couldn't pick up. They were just like nonstop like talking, and it was kind of at the end of the day, everybody just wanted to relax. I'm like, great, what a way to represent us American, I'm like, dude, can't you tell by their faces they're just exhausted, and they're just like being like really like polite and charming. I'm like, I was like, let the people rest.
Well, if everybody's like that when they talk to them, they just might think that's normal.
Yeah. And I'll be like, shut the hell up. But yeah, it's like, oh man. But yeah, I guess, at the end of the day, it deserved to be there, because we're all talking about it and all that. But yeah, I don't know what I'm more excited in this, like in the Evercade verse. I don't know what I'm more excited about, actually getting like the next month's carts, or hearing the announcement for like the next month's carts. You know what I mean?
Didn't you just get the last two carts? How can you be waiting for the next ones already?
Well, because we know we're getting Sunsoft 2.
But we're not getting Sunman, and we already got the best games on the Sunsoft collection.
We get like Blaster Man, but I mean, like with me in general, sometimes like I don't know. Like sometimes, like I like the carts that we have, but like I'm like, oh man, I also wish I had the other carts. But then I'm like, but I don't want to get everything at once. And then I'm like, I want to know what the next games are. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it's fine, but like, what is the other cart that's coming with it?
Pico 4.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not too excited.
It looks
I'm
interesting.
excited about that.
It looks. Watch it be like a really good Pico that everyone will like feel bad.
I don't know. I everybody seems to elevate the Pico collections way higher than I do.
Just different taste, right?
I don't know, but like I look at it, everybody's excited for Glover, and I was like, Glover. I don't know about that one. And the only other game I could think of, and it's so because it's so odd, it's on it is Bad Street Brawler, and I know that's a terrible game.
Yeah, with me, like listen, with me, the only thing with Pico is it's less exciting. Like, oh, another Pico. We have 3 of them. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, it's funny is like many of those, even a lot of those collections that don't say Pico, they're actually from Pico. Like the Jalico ones, those are Pico games.
Oh, I
Pico
know.
owns them, and Galco, those are Pico.
But I kind of feel like those are like they're better, like curated ones. They kind of put. I don't know, maybe not, but I really like that. Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, I'll be curious to see how Glover plays. Like I would imagine, like there's not going to be like any stutter or anything with the sound. Like looking at what we saw, it looks like it's going to play perfectly. Hopefully.
What's funny is I was kind of curious, and I wanted to see what my most viewed Evercade video was, and it's Pico 1, Pico Collection 1.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think too, like everybody wants to hear like an arcade announce. Like just I don't know, give me Technos 2 and Data East 2, and I would be happy with that. But like a realistic, easy license.
That's the beauty of where we're at right now. We've got so many collections. Like I'll be genuinely, I guess, surprised whether it's a positive or negative. I'll just be genuinely surprised what they come out with next because I don't know what they'll do. Right? Like what curveball we'll get.
Yeah, that's what I'm most interested in, is the curveballs. You can tell me Pico 4.
Like Full Void was a curveball.
How am I supposed to get excited about that? Huh?
Yeah.
Like Full Void was a curveball that I swang and missed on right away. I'm like, whatever. And now it's like probably creeping in my top 10 experiences on Evercade.
Well, that's why the Indie Heroes collections are way more interesting, because those are mostly games I've never heard of before. So even though I could go right on Steam and probably play most of them right now if I wanted.
Like I just grabbed my Indie Heroes 3, which I'm gonna try to play today or tomorrow, and I just realized, Donut was on that physical. That's pretty sweet.
It is, yeah. They just need to patch it.
I completely forgot about that game.
Yeah, they just need to patch. The only 2 things they need to patch on it so it works with the Super Pocket, and so they get rid of like the delay between levels and like in the menus. It's a little bit annoying, but it's fully playable once you get into the game. Other than that, but yeah, it's great to have that on there. Which I'm sure they will. I'm sure that'll require another. I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that, because obviously I think to fix those things with Donut Dodo, it's going to have to be a cart patch. But then they have to keep in mind that there are people who just have a Super Pocket who don't have any other Evercade devices.
Yeah.
So are we going to see the first firmware update for that? You know what I mean?
The question is, why doesn't it work? Like, did they know it didn't work when they sent it out, or did they know and just not care and say we'll update it later? And that doesn't really make sense to me, because it's like, because there are people that just have a Super Pocket, so why kind of screw them over?
Because I was gonna say it seems, well, listen, I don't know. I don't want to say it seems to be the Blaze way, but usually there's always like one like little thing that's missed like that when something comes out. But I would have thought that they would have tested that. They would have at least tested every game in the Super Pocket. You know what I mean?
But you could, now that I think about it, you can. They did have said there was a way to update the Super Pockets themselves.
Yes.
So you could probably do that. I guess that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to hook up to a computer just like the original Evercade.
Yes.
In order to get those updates. If you didn't have another, yeah.
But what I wonder is, are they going to make the update first available to the cart to do like through like the VS or the EXP, or are they going to have a new firmware come out at the same time with the Super Pocket? You know what I mean?
They probably do that both at the same time.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that's why we're seeing the delay. But yeah, they're gonna have to have that for firmware updates. And I want the Super Pocket update to include where you can mute the startup sound. Good God, because you have to time it right, like right before it starts and hit the down arrow. Otherwise, like if you were doing that on an airplane, you'd probably like everybody would like turn around and like look at you. Ooh, Toplin 3. Yeah, I'm sure they could do more games. And just embrace your own Duke.
And well, if they own Gearbox.
Oh, be a Gearbox. Yeah.
Isn't Embracer selling Gearbox?
I don't know.
But yeah, the one thing that, and I don't know, that I am going to hold Blaze to because I set the standard is what's going to be this year's remaster or like either like remaster or like exclusive only game coming to the Evercade. I think they've set that standard, right? Like what's it going to be?
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't do it, it'll be disappointing. But I think they know. I mean, the sale. We don't know the sales of the Dukes. The fact that they're sold out a lot places that says people are buying them, people are liking them. But yeah, waiting for their big announcement. But in the meantime, give us some arcade games to hold us over. I don't know, something like that, or Atari, especially Activision Collection. We'll have to see. All right. Well,
I'd like to see SNK personally.
Dude, I know.
Or if you're gonna give us, or if you're gonna give us another C64 collection, how about games that aren't from Epix or Usen?
Yes, thank you. Well, how cool would it have been on Sunsoft too if we got like the Neo Geo port of that game? That would have been.
Yeah, I just kind of think that kind of is odd because it's like if you tell me Galaxy Fight, a Neo Geo game, I didn't even realize that game was ported to other platforms. Primarily because I think the PS1 version was only released in Europe. I don't know if that was ever released in North America.
More ever, please. No, SNK would be huge because it's expensive and all that, and really the only other way you could kind of get carts.
No,
we'll see.
I'd say like take a break from C64 for a while, but I would only want to see more C64. Really, for me, I don't think it'd be really possible, but maybe. But like most of the C64 games I played when I was a kid were from Electronic Arts. So like I'm going to see Archon, Archon 2, Racing Destruction Set, Mail Order Monsters, Skyfox, those type of games.
So what Blaze should put out an SNK collection, and then what they need to do is send like a VS and that collection over to people like Retro Moments, Scruffy, people who collect Neo Geo, or people who are like in Japan and like see like a lot of that stuff, like to promote it. Like, hey, here's your chance to get and have them like do a video and kind of compare. Here's the Evercade to like the like if the experience is fun. That's what they should. That's what they should do. I think that would be great. And also send it out like I'm sure like Metal Jesus would blow that up. Yeah, if nothing else, I mean, not people want an SNK because here's the thing for me. Whenever I see like a retro thing or I see a thumbnail with like Neo Geo on it, I'm clicking on that. Like it's kind of like that, like nostalgia. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like cat. I feel like Neo Geo is like catnip for anybody who's like into retro and like interested. Like, yep, I'll click on it. Turbo Graphics can be like that too, but I don't know.
Actually, I actually think the Atari 8-bit. Somebody's saying Atari 8-bit blue carts. I think those might be sooner rather than later, since we're getting like an Atari 400 Mini, like really soon, like within the next month. I think it comes out at the end of March.
That would be fantastic if we would get like an Atari computer collection. Oh, that would be huge.
Because I was depend on the games they include.
Yeah, well, that's because like I think I was gonna play that, and it's like okay, I downloaded the thing with 5,000 ROMs. I'm like, great.
We're gonna get it right. Like the Atari, it's got to come. They got it's precedent set. The people created the Amiga and C64, and we got both of those game sets. So, well,
what's funny is oddly enough, no matter how popular the Atari 2600 was, What's funny about that is if the Atari 2600, this is based on a podcast, an interview with people that worked at Atari at the time, I was listening to, if the Atari 2600 wasn't as popular as it was, if it wasn't for Space Invaders, Atari would probably still be around today, because they kind of screwed up, because they had that hardware for the Atari computers that was originally supposed to be a new system that they were going to release around 1980. It was supposed to be like the lifespan of the Atari 2600 or Atari video computer system was only supposed to be 3 years. And then they were going to release a new thing. And it was supposed to be like and it would have been vastly superior to anything out there at the time. But because they released Space Invaders and like the Atari 2600 took off like a rocket, management didn't want to release something new to replace it. So that's why they held off on this. And this new console would have been kind of like this, generally the same hardware that was the Atari 400 became. Atari 5200 as well. Imagine like if the Atari 5200 came out in 1980 and had normal joysticks.
Yeah, no, that's what they talked about, like an Atari 50th. Like the 78. Yeah, that they took weight, that they didn't get the timeline right. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I agree.
It would have But and they were saying instead of releasing those like games like Asteroids and stuff on the 2600, release it for this new console first, and then 6 months later put them out on the 2600 for the people that still had that.
Yeah. No,
but that's not what management did.
No, they screwed up. But so you know what, like Jason has a good point. Like, why Evercade can run Dreamcast. You know what, like what I think would like put Evercade on the map or blow it away. Imagine if like they partnered with Namco and they had the source code, like they made it like a single game cart where you could play like the Dreamcast version of Soul Calibur. Like if they were able to port that, because that's one of their best graphically looking games. I don't know, something. That would be fantastic. That would be really weird.
I don't know if I'd bring up Namco. I wouldn't bring up Namco again until I could play those Namco carts on the VS.
Yeah, I know. That's so weird. But maybe they'll make up for it. ET or in Atari. No, it's not. We like to throw ET under the bus.
It was just one factor in enough. Like you could say, X number of things ruined Atari. It was a whole bunch of stuff. Atari was just one piece of that. I mean, sorry, ET was just one piece of that. Pac-Man was another piece of that.
Well, you know what though? I wonder if because of like what happened, since Atari ruined Atari. Yeah, since everybody and their mom could make a game to play on Atari, maybe that's why Nintendo is so much like Nintendo, because maybe that's why they're overly protective of of their stuff, where it can be played and all that.
No, that's exactly why Nintendo was doing the licensing. We're the only ones that can make the cartridges, and you have to go through us and pay us to produce your games, and you have to make X number of them. That's the only thing that Nintendo seal of quality actually meant. It didn't really mean the quality of the game was any good. Because most developers, publishers, they wanted to make sure their game was good so they could sell the certain number of carts that they were forced to make by Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
that didn't always work out. But
no, they're like the mafia. Like that's you had to like sell a certain amount. You have to order a certain amount. That's why That's why like Square and all like jump ship to go to like PlayStation. He's like, oh, the discs are cheaper, and we don't have all these restrictions, and which is a shame because they're like, yeah, we're not spending all this effort translating a lot of our good RPGs into English. Yeah, I mean, which makes sense. Oh, Sega Evercade, yes, like, dude, I know. That's what I really like. I don't know. That's what I want. I want us. We need some, because it's been like three years. We need something big again this year. Something big.
We'll get something. I think.
Yeah,
we get something. Cool.
But game wise though, like not like. I mean, well, like another special edition console would still be cool, reskin, but I don't want that to be in place of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Cool.
Okay. No, this was great. Lots of. Wow, yeah, the chat. I love how the chat's. extra on. He's on fire. Extra on fire.
Yes, that would be great if Data East was it Data East who did? Yeah, Burger Time. If we get another Data East collection, we gotta have Super Burger Time. Or no, it's Burger Time Deluxe on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And that game,
oh yeah.
That game
That's
really
great.
rules. And I didn't even realize it for a long time, but you could actually complete that game, and there's a storyline to it.
Nice.
Yeah. No kidding. I've played that on the emulation. Alrighty. So
I actually had that game when I was a kid on a game. I played on a Game Boy.
Nice.
And
Very
once
cool.
I got past the first whole sections of the game, it kind of blew me away the way the game kind of expanded and how much better it was than the arcade version because of the power-ups and stuff.
all right, I'll tell you what I'll do, Gen Joke. After we give our final thoughts before I roll the outro, I'll do a retro Kill Dash 9. So that way, I will. Okay. What do you all have going on in your channels next week?
Well, since I finished Delphine collection, I've got to make my notes on it. Now I'm hoping to film a video for it tomorrow, and then however long it takes me to make that video, it should be next week sometime.
Sorry.
I'm guessing if I can get everything done I want to get done today.
Cool. What do you got going on? I know you talked a little bit about.
I think probably trying to do Indie Heroes 3, definitely. Maybe get that out tomorrow, and then I don't know, other stuff. I guess I don't know. I got a Nintendo accessory that I want to show off, an actual accessory dock that I'm gonna look at, and it's got it's a mega dock, so it's pretty cool. I'll probably show off that for my Switch.
Sounds neat.
That's the goal. So I don't know if that'll come through or not because Full Void has taken over everything. So I've got to try to finish that.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm going to dive into the C64 Collection 3. I'll have that video next week. I'm probably over the spring break. I'm sure I'll do another live stream.
Cool.
And stuff like that. And all right. Anything else? Otherwise, I will roll the Retro Kill Dash 9. And
bye, everybody.
Alrighty, everybody. So thanks all. Thanks all for watching.
You got a new member. Look at that. El Mortal Sojourn.
Dude! Oh my gosh! Right at the end. Thank you so much, Immortal. Sojourn. God, I so apologize.
Sojourn.
Sojourn. Yeah. Wow, thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it there at the last second.
Just
well,
under the wire.
Right. I will have to add you to the I'll have to add you to the outro that I'm gonna show here after the Retro Kill Dash 9 by request. So thanks everyone so much. If you happen to stumble here in the YouTubes, make sure to go down to the description, sub to our channels and all that good stuff. If you like this type of content,
it's not torture. I'm having a blast playing it. It's not torture. I thought it was going to be torture, but no, it's not.
No, that's awesome. I'm sure you'll do like a video on it. You'll be like, yeah, Ed was right.
No, now I'm definitely not doing a video.
Oh, he'll say that, and then he will the next day. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, we'll go out on some retro Kill Dash 9, and then roll the outro. Thanks everybody again.
Later, Dennis.
Retro Kill Dash 9!
Retro Kill Dash 9! Retro Kill Dash 9!
I am Retro Kill Dash 9!
Retro Kill Dash 9.
What?
Thank you so much, Crashline and Mr. Shua.